Most people associate Gibraltar with apes, but it's actually monkeys that are living wild on the rock, and they are Barbary macaques, as well as the macaques that are in very good numbers on the rock. Around the seas of Gibraltar you will find a whole host of dolphins, and it's certainly one of the best places that I have experienced a dolphin encounter. I have been speaking with Kevin Bossino, who is the CEO of the Gibraltar Tourism Board.
The most known fact about Gibraltar is the Barbary macaques. So they're the obvious touristy sort of element of the wildlife in Gibraltar, but and they're absolutely fascinating to watch. They're absolutely great, fun to watch as well. But also very interesting to see how they live and how they're kind of looked after, because they're basically roaming wild up in our nature reserve, the only place in Europe that you could find that. So that's the most well-known fact. But then the dolphins, we have, I think there's something like 200 to 300 resident dolphins in the Bay of Gibraltar. So when you go on a dolphin safari, you're guaranteed, almost guaranteed, to see dolphins. There are three types of dolphins. You got the bottlenose dolphin, you got the striped dolphin, and the common dolphin, and they're abundant in Gibraltar. In fact, there's also in terms of diving is also quite interesting, because there's something like 35 shipwrecks that were intentionally submerged to create reefs. So you've got the natural reefs and you've got the kind of artificial reefs.
I've been speaking with veterinary surgeon Mark Pizarro, who looks after the various troops of macaques that are resident on the upper part of the rock. You've got any idea on the population that lives here?
In the region of about 200 macaques. There's seven to eight packs around, distributed around the whole of the upper rock nature reserve. So from east to west we have macaques all over the top ridge, basically. We're spread sometimes laterally down to town or down to the east side.
Yeah. So what's your involvement with the
My basic involvement is control of population, make sure they're healthy, and treat anything that needs treating, basically. So I manage them all from. I have the staff who managers who feeds, waters them, and although they do feed naturally, they are provisioned every day. So therefore, they have extra supplemental feeding, as well as natural vegetation which they feed on throughout the year.
Are there any particular diseases which sort of affect them more than other animals that you treat on the rock?
They're actually disease-free. They're never always prone to whatever as we are, diabetes or any other sort of clinical illness. Every animal is predisposed to that, just because we exist. But they don't carry any diseases. We've tested the monkeys at plenty of times, and we haven't been able to identify any virus which causes zoonotic diseases in humans at all. Yeah. So therefore they are very safe monkeys, and they're not very aggressive monkeys either. The other macaques in other parts of the world are much more aggressive, whereas these are quite calm macaques. They will raid you if you've got food on you, etc. They will jump on you and they will try to steal any food that you might have on you, but they're not aggressive monkeys at all.
So it's the humans that are causing more problems than the actual macaques themselves, you think?
Yes, sadly, yeah. I mean, when we had the COVID and we were on lockdown, we had almost 2 years of tranquility, because there wasn't the interaction between the tourists, the tour operators, and the macaques. Now we're back to where we were before. We have more of those interactions, and we have the odd incident.
Yeah. So really you're sort of thinking, or you're saying that the tourists need to respect these as wild animals and don't either approach them and don't sort of try to get involved with them other than looking at them from a distance.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild animals, you know, you don't go to Serengeti and go and stroke an elephant. It's the same sort of thing. You should just be observing from a distance to watch the natural behaviour. Sadly, it's not the case in a lot of occasions, but that is what the situation should be. We have a lot of natural foraging. We provide them with ponds in the upper rock, so there's a lot of natural behaviour, which is much more fun than having a picture of a macaque taken on your shoulder, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.